So we can see same scenario, right? The price coming, testing this support area, and look at this similar example of where we are currently, guys. I had a really strong feeling that the price would reverse backward. It's going to indicate us in a downward direction, just like as shown in the pictures area. I don't think that motive wave is going to push the price like this way, right? So if you understand the real rules of the game as played by the large interest or so-called the smart money, only then making profit gets easier. And that's also the reason for myself focusing on this Y-Cups price cycle, the accumulation and the distribution cycle so much, guys. And if you have watched my previous video, our prediction of price getting manipulated by whales got pretty damn accurate. Let's look at this one. You can see we actually called it pretty damn well. We also said the price might get manipulated, pushed around this trendline area where the whales can offload some more positions to the retail investor, FOMOing. And now look at the current Bitcoin price action. The price actually came around this trendline area and then we had a massive drop. And now we are around this LPSY area, the last point of supply, which actually tells us that the market is having considerable difficulty advancing. So before I start with the rapid fire analysis, I just wanted to thank each and every one of you for such a nice and positive feedback on my previous video, guys. That means a lot. And also big thanks to Chris and Carl for supporting this channel. So now let's start this right away, guys. So looking at this current Bitcoin price movement, as I said, we are today not going to talk about the distribution phase only, but also the accumulation phase, which we can see it here appearing, right? So this accumulation phase is the first phase before we see this kind of price movement. So that's why it's very interesting to understand. Right now, I have prepared you the accumulation phase. This is this area. The reason why I'm showing you this is this kind of accumulation phase actually can be in a longer phase, I mean a longer time period, or also shorter time period. So this accumulation phase was only 7 days time. You can see it like 44 bars. But if we go back, right, and look at this simple example, what we had from 2019, right, November, this longer accumulation phase, this is pretty accurate with our example as well. So we can see same scenario, right? The price coming, testing this support area one time, second time, and then after crossing the trend line area, it indicated a new trend. So look at this example, right? The price tested this trend line 3 times, just like what we were expecting. It tested this 1 time. The second time was bigger than the first one. We can see like in the example, right? And then as soon as the price actually broke the trend line, a new trend came in. Now you can see the price actually went in a really massive run, almost like reaching the 10,000 area. But guys, there is something I wanted to share with you, this accumulation phase. That's not only the reason why I'm showing you this, because every time when you see price making some kind of gain, look at this price gain, almost like 75%. Looking at this simple example, we can see 22% price gain. If we continue this on and on, guys, we can see like this one here again, right? So now look at this one. The strength is getting weaker and weaker. What I mean by that is the power for bulls to push the price in upper direction is weakening. Now we can see the 74% price gain, right? Massive price gain. Second, 21%, is almost 22%. Here we can see the 20% price gain. Here, 11% price gain. Now we can see it's getting weaker and weaker. And also looking at this similar example from 2019, guys, we can see the price gain from the swing low. Let's take this one right here. We can see 31% price gain. Same here. From this one to this one, we can see the 18% price gain. Also from here to this one, it's like 15% price gain. Same scenario here. The strength is weakening, and that's very, very important to understand, guys. 11% price gain. And then we had only like 8% price gain. What I'm actually trying to indicate is after the strength got weakened from the bulls, the price started reversing. So with every price gain, the strength was also weakening, as we can see in this example. And as soon as this strength reached to some level where the bulls were not able to push any further, the bear started taking control and the price started going in a downward direction. And look at this similar example of where we are currently, guys. That's also a reason why I was talking about this bearish scenario. We can see the strength is weakening with every pull. Like looking at this whole scenario, now we can see that the strength is almost like over, and it's also indicating us the downward scenario for here. And not only this, guys, I've also prepared you a simple example, this Elliott-Web's principle. I'm sure you guys have heard about it, right? But guys, look at this one. If you look this clearly, we can see a rising wedge appearing in a downward trend is a very, very bearish scenario. And now the price has already broken the wedge line, and now it's actually going in a downward direction. And also, when yesterday I actually do it with this Elliott-Web's principle, and let me tell you shortly, like for those people who don't know how to do it, this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 phase are known as the motive waves. The A, B, C, this is our corrective waves. So the motive waves and the corrective waves together, right, they form the complete wave cycle of the 8 waves. So if you don't know how to do it correctly or draw the line, I've written down all the rules what you have to follow for this one. So the market actually at any given point of time are actually identified somewhere in this cycle. That's why it's very interesting to look at this view as well, guys. And the rule, as I said, is down below. We have to understand this corrective wave yesterday, right? This ABC is a corrective wave. We were somewhere around the B cycle, right? I knew there was a very high chance of price coming in a downward direction rather than going some kind of like this way, making it invalid. And why? Because I showed you, looking in all scenario, the price was actually indicating me that there are probability of price going in a downward direction rather than upward direction. And also let's talk about this very short right now, because I want to show you what we are expecting right now is price might actually get around this trend line area, come push back, then we will see a massive price drop, guys. And if let's suppose the price actually starts to continue in upward direction and breaks the previous high of our chart, then this is an indication that this distribution from Y curves is going to get invalid. So what's going to take place after that? This is going to be a reaccumulation phase, guys. So we have to be very careful at this current stage, because if the price, as I said, cross this previous high, then it's going to be a reaccumulation phase. So reaccumulation phase is a phase where it indicates the price will continue going in an upper direction. So this is just going to be some kind of relief area, and then price gets pulled up in an upper direction, just like this one. We can see this area is actually panning out also similar to the reaccumulation phase. So we have to be really careful at this current stage. So let's see how it actually goes out. So far, as I said, we are looking in a bearish direction, guys. What we can also expect from this rising wedge is we can see the corrective wave is already over. And now, even if the motive wave appears from this area, I don't think that motive wave is going to push the price like this way in upper direction. This is not the case what I'm actually expecting. So in longer term, I said I'm very, very bullish on Bitcoin, but in a shorter time period, I'm actually not confident enough to say that I'm bullish. So not only this, guys, I've also prepared a simple downward price channel, which is going to be looked in a weekly time frame. The previous what we actually looked were all in a 4-hour time frame, and this one is a bigger time frame. So it's better to have different time frame in your chart because it gives you a better clarity, guys. And also looking at this yesterday, when the price was around this median line, I had a really strong feeling that the price would reverse backwards, because we can see this median line, right, always acts as a really strong resistance line. The price never closed properly above this area, right? This was the only scenario where the price actually went in upper direction, but when the price actually came back, you see there were no any support around this line, so it went massively in a downward direction, right? You can see it here. And yesterday, so when we were around this area, I had a really strong feeling that this trend line is really hard to break in. So that's why I was calling the bearish scenario altogether, looking to every example. And guys, one interesting thing what I also wanted to share with you in this video is that looking into this Bitcoin price action, what we can see, if we take the Fibonacci retracement level from the swing high of our 2020 February till March 20, the swing high and the swing low, we can see, right, after 0.5 and 0.168, price usually reverse. But there is also one scenario what is actually panning out right now, guys. The dead cat bounce chart. This dead cat bounce chart is I've talked about in my previous video, but let me tell you short for those people who are not aware of it. For dead cat bounce, we will see this kind of distribution phase, just like here. The price reacts to news and swiftly moves along the trend before dropping it massively. We had this kind of phase around this one, and then price dropped massively. And when you can see this dead cat bounce up here is price found support around some area, it bounced back, a retracement of about 50%. So if we look in our chart, we can see from the swing high to swing low, from where the price actually started a new downward trend, and take it. This area right now is around 50% or 55% of Fibonacci retracement level, isn't it? We can see it here, right? So now what, according to this dead cat bounce, is after reaching the 0.4 area, the price then further movement in the direction of the original trend. So what's actually indicating is, if this is our first area 1, this is going to be our 2. This price gain is going to be our number 3, and this 4 is going to indicate us in a downward direction, just like as shown in the picture, guys. That's why I thought, why not to show you guys all together. And also this example from our previous video, guys, we can still see yesterday Bitcoin actually tried to cross this trend line again and it failed, guys. Just like here previously, right? We can see the first try, the second attempt again, the third attempt. Now this is the fourth attempt, and yesterday was the fifth attempt and it actually failed. As long as this trend line is like holding Bitcoin price to go above, we see this in a different scenario. So guys, looking through these different scenarios with this dead cat bounce, downward price channel, along with this rising wedge in a downward trend, also with this Elliott wave principle, guys, everything is actually indicating for me right now not to be bullish. So right now, as I'm said, I'm staying bearish for shorter time frame. I'm talking about shorter time frame, guys, but in a longer term frame, I said I'm really bullish in Bitcoin. But for now, I am bearish, and this is the reason why I'm bearish. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if so, please don't forget to smash the like and subscribe button. My name is Anup, and until next time, guys, bye bye.